Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming by. Let me tell you, you have found a good one today, a good video. I want you to stay and watch to the end because I have yet more proof that Europeans know that in sub-Saharan Africa, especially, the Bantus and the West Africans, who were the same people, are all the same people, but the race known as Negroes are the true children of Israel, the true Jews of the Bible, the true children of Yahweh. There's so many books, so much documentation, so many European people and historians who've written over many years who know that the Bantus are the children of God. And so here's yet another one. This was an article that I found written by M.K. Rodwald, and he's a European American, as far as I know. I know he's European, of European descent, and he's like a Bible translator, okay? So, from what I understand, he translates the Bible into what's called African languages. And so, it can be found on the JSTOR website, and the journal article is called Understanding Mwali, MWALI, Understanding Mwali as the traditional supreme deity of the Bakalanga of Botswana and Western Zimbabwe, Part 1. Okay, so we're talking about the supreme god of the Bakalanga people. Okay, and realize that this God is the same God that all Bantus in West African Bantus, you all are worshiping the same Almighty God Yahweh. Watch this. This was written in Botswana Notes and Records, Volume 42, 2010. This is part one. Okay. Just how Mwali as a traditional deity fits into the spiritual cosmos of the Kalanga, also known as Western Shona, a grouping of ethnic identities in Botswana and Zimbabwe who speak similar languages today. So the Shona have many different subgroups, and it's not just one group. The Shona is many peoples, and the Kalanga are one of them. And so now, so the ethnic identities, it says, has been debated by foreign missionary scholars and the Bakalanga themselves. Anthropological information and oral traditions are complicated not only by the time, but also by differing yet often similar terms for languages, peoples, deities, and high gods. This article, as part one of two, describes the relationship between Mwali and Kalanga, with roots in the Matapos Hills of southwest Zimbabwe, as practiced in western Zimbabwe and northeastern Botswana by the Kalanga speaking people roughly over the last 1.5 centuries. The following article looks at Mwali. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, okay? The following article looks at Mwali in the wider context of southern Africa and posits that the roots of worship to Mwali can be found in Israelite worship of Yahweh. Did you hear that? Let me read this again. This is very important. So right here, this article is talking about Mwali in the wider context of southern Africa. and posits that the roots of worship to Mwali can be found in Israelite worship of Yahweh. So Mwali is the same God as Yahweh of the Bible. So why are the Kalanga people in the larger group, from the larger group known as Shona, why are they worshiping Yahweh? It's the same God as Mwali. Because just like all the other Bantus and the Bantu peoples of West Africa, the Kalanga peoples and the Shona are the true Israelites of God. You are the true Jews. The true Jews are black. They've never been white. The Israelites, if you see where Israel is on a map, the Israelites came in to East Africa during many times, over thousands of years. The Bantu expansions are the Israelites. It's what the Bantu expansions are really the migration patterns, the migration routes of the Israelites from the Bible. That's who the Bantus are. So when you see that word Bantu migration, Bantu Bantu expansion, those are the Bantus are the Israelites, the true Jews, and they came into Africa. If you look on a map, Israel is right beside Africa. Israel is on the African continental plate. So Israelite and Africa are one. They came in through Egypt, the Eastern nations, and went through Sudan, and some went down through Kenya and Tanzania through the east. Many others went to West Africa. There was a large migration to West Africa. In Central Africa, let me keep going. I'll get into this another time. But the Israelites ended up migrating all the way to South Africa. That's who the Bantus are. That's why the Bantus are worshiping the Almighty God Yahweh, because it is their God. Okay? This article explores the perception of Mwali as a deity through the Kalanga oral tradition and other evidence recorded by historians in the relatively recent past. It explores the institutional system which guided the worship of Mwali. Hit the wrong button there, I'm sorry. Okay, it explores the institutional system which guided the worship of Mwali, religious specialists, laws, practices, days of rest, etc. The roots of this institution in the worship described in this article can be traced to the Matapos Hills of western Zimbabwe, with the exception for similar practice near the Matapos where the Kalanga and Karanga peoples bordered, and as recorded by the Ngwabe Bebe, it focuses on belief and practice of Bakalanga who lived in the western and most regions of Zimbabwe and eastern Botswana, and thus were the most distant from the worship of Mari, of the Karanga and other Shona peoples. With this as foundation, a second article will look at Mwali in a wider regional and historical context, exploring the other people's oral traditions and linguistic and scientific evidence. Though largely circumstantial, the wealth of evidence moves the worship of Mwali beyond the Matapos Hills and posits that it finds its origin in the Israelite worship of Yahweh. Okay. Mwali through, this is another part here, Mwali through traditional Bakalanga worldview. According to Motibi, Mwali was considered the personal name for Zimu, the creator high god. Motibi, 2006. The term Zimu, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Ndzimu, Zimu, can be understood variously according to context as ancestral spirit or God, deity, divinity, etc. It also refers to the Creator as High God. When appearing in text, this distinction is often shown through capitalization. Motibi writes that. Okay, abstract. Just how Mwali as traditional deity fits into the spiritual cosmos of the Kalanga, also known as Western Shona, a grouping of ethnic identities in Botswana and Zimbabwe who speak similar languages today, has been debated by foreign missionary scholars in Kalanga themselves. Oh, this repeats itself. Okay, so forgive me, I'm not doing my best reading at this point, but I'll go ahead and but I do want to say that, let me read this last sentence just for emphasis. So the following article looks at Mwali in the wider context of Southern Africa and posits that the roots of worship Mwali can be found in Israelite worship of Yahweh. So I've done other videos about this, and many people have done, books and videos. You can find many, and the point is to realize, I don't believe that people realize the vastness of this thing, that across the whole length of Africa and the width of Africa are the true Israelites of the Bible. The children of God are found. And especially in sub-Saharan Africa are the least mixed, purest Israelites in earth today. The purest descendants, because the sub-Saharan Africans did not intermix genetically with people as much as the ones in North Africa. With the Europeans that came down and the Berbers and the Arabs. So from West Africa and the Bantus, all the same related people, the race known as Negroes, are all the children of God, from Senegal, all the way down to Nigeria and Ghana and Guinea and Liberia and the Ivory Coast and Congo, and the Central African Republic and Togo and Benin and all those countries, Mali, Gambia, South Africa, Botswana, Angola, okay, Namibia, and I know there's so many that I'm missing. I don't know if I said Kenya, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Rwanda, and any others that I'm not mentioning. All from the west coast all the way across in sub-Saharan Africa are found. The majority of people are the true Israelites of the Bible. And your God, whether it's the same word or a different form of the word, is still all one, the God, the Yahweh of the Bible. Some people may call him Zambi. The Ashanti call him Yame. And the some people call him um Kalunga, or some people call him Chuku as a variation. Some I've seen the name Malunga, Kulunkulu, but no matter, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. The Shona I've seen call him Mwari, but it's all the same God, of the Israelites of the Bible. And so, if once again, the Kalanga people are more proof that attaches all over Africa that they're the Israelites. Peace and blessings to you.